In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the windshield washer reservoir on your Nissan Rogue, located right behind your front bumper on the passenger side. Using your trim tool, go ahead and release the retainer buttons here, holding the air intake tube in place. Use your trim tool to remove the plastic locking buttons across the top of the bumper. Now our bumper is missing a couple, so we're just going to remove the ones that we do have. Remove the air intake, set that aside. Using your trim tool, we're going to release the little plastic retaining tabs here holding the harness in place. Pop that off and pull that aside. Remove this plastic lock button right here. Do the same on the passenger side. Using a plastic trim tool, I'm going to come in right here, right where the seam is. Get to work our wheel well liner down. What we want to do is get access to this bolt right here. Using a 10mm socket, remove this bolt. And repeat for the passenger side. On the bottom side, passenger corner, it's going to be 3 Phillips head screws. Use your Phillips head screwdriver, loosen and remove these. Once we have these 3 out, we're going to repeat for the driver's side. Now, if your vehicle has some sort of splash guard or something here that these plastic retainers are holding in, you probably want to go ahead and use your trim tool, pop those buttons, and remove that component. Now, to dislodge our bumper, we want to go ahead and reach underneath the edge here and gently pull outward. This is unlocking the bumper from the retainer tabs. Pull forward. Now, the driver's side is dislodged. We want to go ahead and repeat that for the passenger side. Go ahead and grab that bumper. Go ahead and work it away. Now that we have the bumper off, let's go ahead and disconnect our connector here. Remove our lines here. Now I want to have a catch can or a bucket underneath to catch your washer reservoir fluid here. Now the hoses themselves have quite a bit of slack in them. So what we're simply going to do is take a pair of cutters. Let that drain out. On the front side here, there's a 10mm nut. I'm going to go ahead and use my deep socket and my ratchet. Loosen and remove that. On the top here, I want to go ahead and remove this plastic retaining button. Yours might vary from ours. Use your trim tool to get underneath, pop that up. On the top side here, this fill tube will separate from that bottle. So just grab that and twist it. Separate this unit. There's just a rubber O-ring on the top here, sealing that, and set that aside. Remove this 10mm nut right here. Remove our third and last bolt up in the top here. This one here is a bolt. Slide the tank out. Drain up the rest of the reservoir. And go ahead and set that aside. Now, installing the front side tabs here, they fit over the two studs. Make sure that your harness is out and around. Push it into place. We'll install the bolt on the upper portion here first. Once we have that bolt started, we'll get the two nuts started on the front side. Now let's go ahead and snug those down. Now once that nut bottoms out, we just want to give it just a little bit more. It doesn't have to be super tight, but you also don't want to crush the plastic. Do the same here. The nut bottoms out just a little bit more. And then we'll do the same for the upper bolt here. Line up the bottom hose here. Go ahead and slide that onto the pump side. Bring this up and snap that in. Bring the other hose over, line this up, pop that in there, snap that on. That harness is unused for this particular model. Install the upper fill neck. Slide this down, put it into the bottle, and then I'm just going to twist that down. Make sure it's bottomed out. Line up the top here and install your plastic retainer button. Now to go ahead and fill this, simply pop this open and fill up the washer reservoir as necessary. Once you're all set there, we're going to go ahead and reinstall the front bumper. I'm going to line up the upper part on the brackets. I'm going to come around to the driver's side here. I want to get this to line up. Once we have the bumper kind of set into place here, we can go ahead and bump this in, lock it in. Go ahead and do the same for the passenger side. Now from underneath here, I want to go ahead and make sure that your splash guard here is lined up. Pop that up into place. I'm going to install our screws now. Just line that up with the little metal retaining locking tabs. We're just going to get these screws started and then we'll come back and snug them down. Go ahead and peel back that fender liner and get that bolt installed. And once that's snug, go ahead and tuck that liner back up into place. Go ahead and do the same for the passenger side. Go ahead and install your air intake tube. Once we have the back side installed into the air box, let's go ahead and install the plastic pins on the front side. Pull back the bumper a little bit and reinstall this little plastic retainer that we had popped out earlier. Push this back down. Let's go ahead and install our plastic push pins. We sourced out some replacement clips because ours was missing some. So I'm just going to install our clips all the way across the top of the bumper.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.